Hey, what's going on YouTube? Big surprise today in MLB The Show 22. PlayStation got an update, at least the PS5, and I think there was also a game update. I think both of those mixed together caused something to happen. For some reason, 120 Hz was enabled on PlayStation 5 for MLB The Show 22. However, there are some problems. It will not let you play online. If you try to play online, it kicks you out automatically. We're gonna go over all that, show you guys all of that here today on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and turn those post notifications on so you guys don't miss out on any news videos, tips, tricks, ways to make stubs, and just ways to enjoy MLB The Show 22 even more. So the first thing I'm going to do, I also heard this works on Xbox, and Xbox has actually had 120 FPS this whole time, at least on the Series X. I found reliable sources on Twitter saying that for some reason this game was running smoother than MLB The Show 21, like everything felt super smooth. And then with today's update with PlayStation 5, we now know why. A lot of it is because it supports 120 Hz on the Xbox Series X at least. Maybe the S, not sure, but definitely want to check that out. Obviously, everyone's talking about how there's less input delay on Xbox controller versus PlayStation controllers. I think that is the case, but if they're getting 120 FPS and we're getting 60, that's the main difference, and you're going to see in this video. You may not notice the difference as much because this video is recorded in 60 FPS, so I'm not sure you're going to notice the difference between 60 and 120 FPS in this video, but hopefully you guys see some type of difference in how smooth the PCI moves, and you can kind of see the difference. And I'm actually going to show it off at the same, well, not the same time, but I'm going to show off probably 120 FPS first, and then we're going to go back to 60 in custom practice, and I'm going to show you the difference there. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to show you that when you start up your PlayStation 5 and you go to your screen and video, it tells you under video output what your resolution is and how many hertz your refresh rate is for your monitor. So I'm at a 1920 by 1080 with 60 hertz. And I also have enabled 120 hertz output on automatic. If this is set to automatic, when you launch your game, it'll automatically change it if the game supports it. If you set it to off, it will not automatically change, but you can still manually change it in the game and it will refresh your monitor and change it. So we're gonna go ahead and launch MLB The Show 22. My screen's about to turn black, and then now it's gonna come back on and the game's gonna start just like that. And that means that it changed the refresh rate while it loaded the game. So before we do anything else, we're gonna check the refresh rate. We're gonna go back to the home menu. We're gonna go back to settings. We're gonna go back to screen and video. And you're now gonna see that we're at 1920 by 1080 at 120 Hertz. So what does this look like? Now we'll go back to the game. We will go to custom practice and we'll go ahead and you'll see my PCI. Just look at my PCI and how smooth, how fast it is when I'm moving around, how smooth it is, and you can just tell instantly when you touch the controller, especially, of how much control you have over the PCI versus what you had before. Obviously, this is on Legend, and I haven't practiced all day, so bear with me here. I've been playing on Veteran and Rookie this entire time that MLB The Show 22 has been out. But I've already noticed, like, if you guys have seen me on gameplay, I miss a lot. And on Legend, I'm actually close to the ball more consistently. Obviously, I just trying to show off the PCI, how smooth it is, so you guys can kind of tell on the video. Mainly when I go in like full circles. Like, check this out. When I'm going for full circles, hopefully you guys can see the difference of the speed. When I'm going up, everything just seems so much smoother. As we're moving our PCI, it just feels a lot smoother. And I also notice I'm super early on a fastball. I'm always late on fastballs, guys. So like, it's actually fixed input. Input delay is way better. I'm literally early on almost every pitch. And that's why I'm missing the ball. I'm early on Legend. Look at that PCI. I actually was finding good timing. PCI wasn't the greatest, but I actually had good timing. Look at that. That's what I'm looking at. And on Legend, I'm normally super late because of input delay. I've gotten used to it a little bit, but normally I'm super late. And I've noticed, like, every time I swing on now, I'm like super early, which tells me that the 120 Hertz is actually really helping the input delay. There's less input delay. Take a few more swings here, and then we're gonna go ahead and switch over to 60 FPS. And then you guys will really notice the difference. See, am I still early? I'm still super early. I can't be on time, bro. I literally cannot be on time. I'm just early on every fastball. All right, there we go. Perfect. So now This is how we're gonna test it here. Don't worry, I'm gonna go back 120 FPS because I also want to show you guys can't play online. At least unless they fix it. But now we're gonna go back to settings. And we have to do something, so we force it into 60. We have to go to video output and we have to turn off automatic 120 FPS. When we do that, and we launch the game. All right, let's go ahead and show you guys that we are actually on 60 now. Even though we're in the game, it's gonna show 60 now because we changed it. 1920 by 1080, 60 hertz. So now we're officially on 60 hertz. We're gonna go back to custom practice. We're not gonna change any set besides maybe the teams, because I don't know if I can even remember the teams. Okay, that was one of the teams. And we were doing, let's do Long Beast. Not changing anything. Let me know, you guys, in the comments if you guys see the difference here. Practice, we're gonna go back to batting. Pitcher, Gossage. Oh, I picked the wrong. We'll just use Frank. Fastball, changeup. We want to end the zone, the practice. You guys already see the difference? Oh, look, late timing. Literally late on everything. I can't make this up. I'm literally trying my butt off to hit this early. And look at my PCI when I move it. Does it feel the same? You guys think it's the same? Hopefully it looks different, but look at the difference of me being able to time up a ball. It's so much harder to time up a fastball. Literally crazy difference. I literally might make this part of the video a separate video of and do a side-by-side difference of 120 FPS versus 60 FPS. Literally night and day difference here. I could probably put this side-by-side as well so people could see a difference. I might record it without my face cam and just talk over it. I'm literally I can't be early on these fastballs. It's actually crazy. There we go. I finally got, well, late side of good. But my PCI is not the greatest either. I'm there, but guess what? I'm late. All right, as you guys can see, when you're on 60 hertz compared to 120, it's so much harder to time up and have good timing on the fastball. Versus when you're on 120 hertz, it's so much easier to catch up to those fastballs that it's literally a night and day difference. So if Xbox players actually have 120 hertz, like I've seen 3-4 people, trustworthy names say that it does work on Xbox, at least the Series X, that they get 120 hertz. They literally have a competitive advantage against everyone else they play because they can time up fastballs. Their PCI is more smooth, so they can get to the pitches a lot easier than anyone else. So if you're a competitive player or you plan on competing in tournaments, you might want to think about picking up an Xbox. But hopefully Sony San Diego and MLB The Show 22 see this video or see everybody on Twitter talking about 120 FPS on PS5, and they find a way to implement it in online gameplay before the end of the year, or at least before competitive games start happening. Because if it's possible offline, it should be possible online without crashes or problems. And if it's possible on Xbox, it should be possible on PS5. Now let's go back to 120 hertz, just because I want to show you that you can get in a game. But before we do that, let's just show you that we can get in a game when we're on 60 hertz. So let's go ahead, go to Diamond Dynasty. Sorry for the person who matches up against me right now. I'm about to back out on you. Let's go to events and let's search for a game. See, our opponent has been found. It sent us to a lineup and picking our pitcher. That means it worked. We're gonna go ahead and close the game. We're gonna go back into settings. Our video output, as you can see, is on 60 hertz. We're going to go ahead and enable 120 hertz. Put that on automatic. Relaunch the game. Your screen is going to go black and the game's going to start in 120 hertz. How we know that? Once again, you go back, you check your settings while your game is loading. Go to screen and video, go to video output, and now says 120 hertz. That's how we know. Now we're gonna go to Diamond Dynasty and we're gonna go try to play an online game and almost pray it actually works now. Wouldn't that be great? Not so great for the video, but greght for us. Now we're gonna try to find an event game with 120 hertz on. And there you have it. It literally goes back to 0-0, and then you have to restart your entire game for it to work. Or it does this. Game session ends, and there's an error. It will not let you play a game with 120 hertz on. However, if I go to custom practice or play a single player game It does. So just for the sake of the video, let's go back to custom practice. We saw that we were early on fastballs earlier, and then we switched to 60 hertz. We were late on fastballs. We're gonna go ahead and do it again and see if it's the same result and we're early on fastball. And keep in mind, even when I did 60 hertz, I did only fastballs. So I knew fastballs were coming and I still could not be early on them. So we're gonna go ahead and go to Rich Gossage, same batter. We're gonna go Johnny Bench, not Johnny Bench, Jimmy Fox. Take off slurs and take off changeups. All strikes, so we know it's in the strike zone. Makes it easy. Look at our PCI. Bet you I'm early. Told you. Night and day different. You're talking about a player that's been playing MLB for years. And I'm telling you right now, I've never seen legend difficulty feel so smooth that I literally want to play legend difficulty 100% of the time and learn this. However, I'd be learning it, but I couldn't use it online. So it's kind of tough. I would actually love legend difficulty if it played like this. Is ridiculous. I almost want to turn sliders up and see if I'm still early, because I literally am super early, like in the red early. I'm very early. That time I'm early. How can I time this up? Way too late. There we go. 120 FPS is literally night and day difference. Like legend doesn't feel like legend anymore. It feels like all-star. There you have it. That's the difference between 120 FPS and 60 FPS. Timing's different. Your PCI is smoother. You have more control. If you guys want to see a video about pitching, let me know down in the comments down below. Anyways, that's the end of the video. I hope this helped you guys out. I don't know why you can't play it online. I think they accidentally enabled 120 FPS for MLB, at least on PlayStation 5. But however, if Xbox can do it, we should be able to do it. So that's kind of not fair. If that's the case, it makes you want to get an Xbox. But at least we can enjoy offline gameplay even more, because we can actually play it in 120 FPS. So it makes us less mad about playing offline games. So you can enjoy mini seasons, you can enjoy Conquest, you can enjoy Road to the Show, stuff like that with 120 FPS or 120 hertz enabled. But online, you have to turn it off for it to work, or for you to play online, at least on the PlayStation. This is not possible on the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 4 Pro. This is a next-gen only feature, and hopefully it's something that they're gonna fix and we be able to use this online, because this is game-changing. This would probably be the biggest update or change in MLB The Show history if they allowed 120 FPS or 120 hertz online. And it would definitely make the game a lot more competitive. It would make the game run better. Obviously, there's input delay. Everybody's been complaining about input delay on the PS5 controller. This seems to solve that. I'm not having any issues inputting. I'm early on everything, so obviously my input feels like it's right. Like when I press X to swing, it feels, and I know I missed it. I'm like, oh, I'm late. Oh, I'm too early. I actually know my input. Before I was like, I'm early on that, and then it tells me I'm late. Now it's like I know my input, like early. That's probably very, very early. Like it's almost in the red. Definitely early. See, I'm able to basically know my input now, and it tells me that there's less RNG that way. There's more skill base when you have more control. And I have more control over my PCI. I have more control over my timing, and we get a big blast non-PCI home run right there. However, is it a home run though? But my timing's good. So it makes more sense. If you guys did like the video, please leave a like, leave a thumbs up down below. If you guys want to see anything else, leave it down in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys next one. Maybe we'll do some pitching stuff and see the difference in pitching. Hopefully they do keep this I kind of want them to keep this enabled offline. I don't mind it, as long as people know that they need to change it. They should probably post something about that and post an update about it. It's not fair for people that don't know how to change it or turn it off so they can play online. But I like having the feature. I do like having the feature. Definitely gonna make enjoying grinding the game a little bit easier. Anyways, you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching.